What up, PMP? PokeAim here, and first off, I would like to say thank you everybody for the positive feedback that you guys had on my first upload here as a director on PMP. And second off, I would like to say that I took into account what you guys said and thought I would try and slow down my narration for this next upload. So this is a standard 5th gym match I had versus my friend TreeChar. We both decided we wouldn't bring weather just to see how he would do in a non-weather standard OU match. And here it is. He's going to be leading off with a Staraptor. I'm leading off with a Landorus. I'm expecting him to switch out, fearing the Stone Edge. So I'm just going to go for the U-turn, predicting him to switch, as he does switch out into his Suicune, probably just to take the predicted Stone Edge and probably end up on top in that situation. So I U-turn now into my Tangrowth just because I know if he's a Crocoon, I can take him on one-on-one with Sleep Powder and Leech Seed. And if he's an offensive Coon, I can live an Ice Beam and get off a Sleep Powder. He opts to go for the Calm Mind right here, as I go for the Sleep Powder just to put this threat to sleep. And I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed right here just so I can get some extra recovery from him. He does reveal that he doesn't have the Sleep Talk right here, which furthers my thought that he was an offensive Coon, which makes this Suicune just a bit easier to knock out just because I do have a Gastrodon on my team which can walk offensive Coon and Crocoon to days. So I go for the Giga Drain right here just to get some more damage and to recover some more HP, even though I was at full HP, so that makes no sense right there. And I'm going to switch out into my Gastrodon, expecting him to wake up. Since I am a special wall, I know I can take +1 Ice Beams with ease, and I do have that Storm Drain ability, which does nullify Water type attacks if he did go for the Surf, predicting my switch, and it would raise my special attack. So now I'm expecting him to switch out since Suicune can't really do much to Gastrodon. So I'm going to go for the Toxic as he does switch out into his Jirachi, predicting me to go for the Toxic. Now seeing this Jirachi, I was kind of confused as to what he would do, maybe the Grass Knot, but I knew I could live one. So I just decided to stay in as he goes for the Body Slam, revealing that he is a specially defensive Jirachi. I don't know why you would bring in Jirachi on Gastrodon, but I don't know, it just didn't make any sense to me. So I go for the Earth Power, which still does a hell of a lot to this Jirachi. And now I'm expecting him to switch out into his Whimsicott to try and Encore, Taunt, Leech Seed, Substall me. So I'm going to go for the Toxic as he does switch out into his Whimsicott, which is great for me because I am able to cripple this Whimsicott since it is a big annoyance to me. If I didn't have the Tangrowth, it would just be a huge annoyance to me since it does have that Prankster and the priority Leech Seed and Sub and Encore. So I'm going to switch out into my Tangrowth, expecting either the Leech Seed or the Encore. He does go for the Encore, and now I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Ice, as he actually goes for the Taunt right here. That way, after he switches out his Whimsicott, I wouldn't be able to go for the Sleep Powder or the Leech Seed on whatever he would switch in. Hidden Power Ice still does a lot, and the damage from the Toxic is racking up. So I'm expecting him to switch into something that can maybe set up on Tangrowth. So I'm going to make a double switch out into my Landorus just because I am Scarf and I knew I would outspeed the majority of his team and I could easily get off a U-turn. So he does switch out into his Scrafty, making me think that he's a Dragon Dance one or a Bulk Up one, since that's generally what you see. And I'm just going to go for the U-turn with my Landorus. Seeing that damage, I know he's a Dragon Dance one since the Bulk Up one does run HP EV, so it probably would have taken that a bit better. He does reveal that he is Dragon Dance right here, but I do have the Tangrowth, who is bold natured, which means max defense, max HP, which means I will be taking this +1 Ice Punch even with Life Orb pretty well, and I am able to get off a Sleep Powder. That attack did less than half, so I know I'm free to stay in here and possibly set up a Leech Seed on this Scrafty since I want to be able to recover some HP turn return. He doesn't wake up right here, and I am able to get the Leech Seed off. So even if he did wake up right here, I knew I could live any hit from him because of the Leech Seed and the Leftovers recovery. And I wanted to get some more recovery with the Giga Drain just so my Tangrowth would be close to full HP. So I have to go for the Giga Drain right here as he doesn't wake up, which is great for me. And now this turn, I kind of feared that he would wake up, so I didn't want to go out into my Landorus to go for the U-turn to revenge kill. So I stay in with my Tangrowth for 2 reasons. One, the +1 Ice Punch would only do less than half, and I would be recovering that with Leech Seed. And 2, I do have the Regenerator ability that is legal that I did get in the Dream World, which means when I switched out my Tangrowth and switched it back in, I would still be recovering some HP. So he goes out into his Staraptor after his Scrafty goes down. Expecting the U-turn, I'm going to switch out into my Landorus just to take that with ease because I still want to get the switch initiative on him since I could just go for the Scarf U-turn on my own. So U-turns out into his Suicune. I don't want to stand here. I'm pretty confident. I pretty much know that an Earthquake wouldn't be able to knock out this Suicune at this much HP just because Suicune is a defensive monster. So I go for the U-turn. He does pick this though, which is why he goes down to his Staraptor because he also wants to get the switch initiative on me, much like myself. So I go for the U-turn. Going to go out into my Latios just so he can go for the U-turn of his own. I don't want to sack anything else, and I'm pretty sure Latios can take one hit from this thing. He goes for the U-turn right here, revealing that he is Scarfed. I didn't know whether he was Scarfed or Banded, so it does reveal that he is Scarfed, and he's going to go into his Whimsicott as pretty much death fodder since it wouldn't be doing anything, since it is toxic, it is crippled, and I did have a Tangrowth to pretty much wall it. So I go for the Life Orb Dragon Pulse on the switch. It will be able to knock out his Whimsicott. And now he's going to go back into a Staraptor, and I make an incredibly dumb move right here. Expecting him to go for the U-turn, I switch out into my Landorus, but the second I did that on Wi-Fi, I wished I had a cancel button, much like on PO, because I knew he would go for the Brave Bird. The switch in the Landorus was way too obvious, so that was a horrible play on my part, and my Landorus just goes down for nothing, where it would have been better just to sack my Latios. But that damage, though, that I did get on him with that Brave Bird is going to end up helping me in the end. So I go onto my Heatran knowing he can't stay in, and I'm just going to lay up my Stealth Rocks as he switches out into his Haxorus. Now this Haxorus could threaten me with the Earthquake, but I do have the Balloon, so I know that he really can't do too much. He actually goes for the Dragon Dance right here, probably revealing to me that he does have the Brick Breaks and wants to try and KO my Heatran at +1. I'm just going to go for the HP Ice as he went for the Dragon Dance. It's a solid 2-hit KO on this Haxorus. I almost called it Onakosu. It's a Japanese name. Now he's going to go for the +1 Brick Break because he doesn't have the Life Orb that won't be able to KO me, and I'm free to just go for the second Hidden Power Ice to knock out this big threat. So now he's going to go out into his Staraptor. I don't want to, his Suicune, sorry. I don't want my Heatran to die just yet. I want to save it for later. So I'm going to switch out into my Latios, thinking if he goes for the Surf, I can live it, get off a Life Orb Dragon Pulse. If he goes for the Calm Mind, I can still get off a Life Orb Dragon Pulse and get off some damage. But he does go for the Ice Beam, knowing it would kill my Heatran. And just in case I did switch out into a Tangrowth or a Gastrodon, it would still do some damage. But since his Suicune is under half, I'm free to go into my Bandit Terrakion just to go for the Close Combat, which would easily be able to knock out this Suicune. Choice Bandit Terrakion plays no games. It's overkill right here actually on the Suicune. I think it does about 60%, 65% Suicune, so it plays no games. So now he's going to go on to Staraptor. Unfortunately, I'm Banded, not Scarf, so I won't be able to outspeed. So I'm just going to go into my Heatran as Death Fodder, and I want to get just a little bit more Brave Bird recoil on the Staraptor so I can revenge kill it with something else. So he goes for the Brave Bird, easily going to be able to knock out my Heatran at that HP. I actually think it does 50% to a Heatran with the Scarf. I'm not entirely sure. I could be probably wrong. It probably does 44%. So I go into my Terrakion, and I'm actually going to go for the Choice Bandit Quick Attack, and because I did get that recoil damage from before with the Landorus, it will be able to knock out this Staraptor, plus, the Stealth Rocks damage. So he's down to his last Pokemon, which is a Jirachi. Just going to go out into my Tangrowth because I know I can put him to sleep or Leech Seed him if I have to. He goes for the Body Slam, expecting my switch, and he does get the Paralysis on my Tangrowth. It doesn't really matter though because I can just go for the Sleep Powder or the Leech Seed just to recover, and Body Slam and the Iron Head that he does have wouldn't be doing too much damage to my Tangrowth. So he goes for the Wish as I get paralyzed right here. Again, it doesn't matter because I can eventually break through the flinching and the paralysis and Sleep Powder him. He actually goes for the Iron Head right here. It does nothing, and thankfully I don't get the flinch. We just sped up this process right here, and I am able to get off a Sleep Powder on his Jirachi. So I know he's going to be asleep for at least one more turn, so I'm free to go out into my Terrakion and just go for the Banded Close Combat, which will be a solid 2-hit KO on this Jirachi. If he would have woken up and gotten off an Iron Head, it wouldn't have mattered because I did have Gastrodon to wall this thing and Tangrowth to wall this thing. So I go for my first Close Combat, does well over half, and he isn't going to wake up right here, which is great for me because it means I am able to just go for my second Close Combat just to finish off the game. So yeah, good game, TreeChar. Comment, like, subscribe, guys. Check out his channel. He will be posting. If not, he has already posted by the time this battle gets up. And yeah, until next time, guys, later, PMP.